I would like to take this time to introduce the zip stove and give a brief demonstration on its use, how well it will boil a liter of water, and preparing a meal for wilderness, camping. Or you can use it, on your picnic bench, as I described. I'm using a cotton ball that has been laden with petroleum jelly, or Vaseline, if you will. And I found that although it is very breezy out today, I have found that shaving some magnesium on even on a breezy day onto a cotton ball laden with Vaseline will help cause it to stick and not blow away, because the shavings are as fine as aluminum shavings, and will blow away quite easily. But you'd be surprised how quickly you can get a fire going. And then by placing it into the zip stove and some little bits of tinder. Now, all of these twigs, these are just sticks and twigs, no larger than a pencil. And in building in a pyramid TP type structure will allow some ventilation. And like I said, it's quite breezy here, and it shouldn't take too long to get a fire going. I'm actually using just twigs that I found just literally under my feet right now. And we'll get these going here, and I will attempt to boil a liter of water in less than 3 minutes. And I would like to not utilize my windbreak. It is available to me if need be, but like I said, I would like to not use it. I have a handful of twigs here, but I will only basically use about a handful. And a nice tip is not to just bombard your fire area with a lot of fuel, but gradually, put it in there, allowing it not to use up its oxygen in the limited space that it has. And in that time, I will take out my cook pot. And this is actually designed for 2 people. It comes, it's called the Pinnacle, and it comes with a strainer, a couple of extra mugs, this one with insulation so that you can put a hot beverage in it, and it folds away. The handle is what I'm going for quite nicely, locks into place, and once again locks into place here. So with all that said, and I'm not utilizing too much of my time multitasking, of course, and finding a few more bits. Now, of course, the smaller pieces will ignite faster and burn faster. But it's good to get your temp up before you start putting in larger pieces. Like I said, this stove is quite useful. You don't have to pack any liquid fuel. You're actually renewable resource of twigs, kindling bits along the ground. So it does help save and pack weight, but at the same time it could be a little more difficult to get a fire going in extreme cold weather. You can't get enough heat actually to, the most extreme cases, to bring a pot to boil. Now the beauty of this whole thing is now when I turn on the fan to my zip stove, it has kind of a billows effect, as if when you are first lighting with a mattress, let's say, a pile of kindling, and you blow on it, it goes blow on it. Same thing happens here, like a torch. Turn on the fan, instantly you can see the fire coming much larger now, almost raging, and making that typical noise of forced air going into hot fuel. I will cover it now to help bring the pot to boil. And you can see here the breeze is having an effect. I could then, and this is where disaster comes when you're doing something after the fact, and perhaps I should have put this on before I placed the pot here. So you certainly want to be careful about, you know, not tipping it over and the things that you may have around. But as you see here, it did change things quite a bit, and I see the fire now more centralized over the pot, and well, on video will be the testimony on how long it will take to bring this to boil. So while we're waiting for that, I will demonstrate once again the cotton ball. And I found that teasing it open, I take cotton balls and I just massage petroleum jelly all in through it, and then pack it tightly into a small, you know, canister for you know, for hiking and packing. So if you take one ball out and tease it to give it a larger, you know, surface area, it'll help it in the collecting of the magnesium into an isolated location. And like I said, with this breeze, it also helps adhere to it as well. And as it's colder, it may not be, you know, so able to adhere, you know, to something frozen. But, and once again, maybe we'll do it this time in the one strike mode. And yes, we did it. And it's simple as can be to build a fire. I hope I don't catch my my table on fire, my demonstration table, as we're doing this. But the zip stove works well for me, and by utilizing the natural resources for fuel bit, enables you more space and less weight, you know, in a long distance hike, such as through hiking the Appalachian Trail, which I will be attempting to do in the springtime of 2000, which is coming up shortly. To it's funny, right? This is where things on video create problems and accidents happen. And so yes, as I was saying, I plan on bringing the zip stove here along my trek across from Georgia to Maine, roughly 2,168 miles, and this will be my cooking source. Now, when you are backpacking, you are pretty much cooking meals, hot meals, where you're boiling water basically for everything, whether it be for pasta or rice and beans. Everything is dry, and you are creating the liquid boiling water to create most of your meals, whether it be oatmeal to grits to, you know, beans and rice for dinner. The food options are a bit limited when you're backpacking in remote areas, resupplying every, you know, 5 to 6 days perhaps, going into a town area. And just from my past experience, I can tell that it is taking a little bit longer to come to boil because of the breeze. Even with the heat, the heat shield here. I believe what had happened was that I allowed my fuel resource to diminish, and therefore, yeah, completely burned out. I guess this would be take one. It's not what I would call a success. The outtakes is what all people want to hear and see as we blunder through our lives in search of perfection and always coming up short. Until next time.